Hello, Marianne. Glad you could make it.
Hey, Dwight, if Jerry wants to talk, does he just need to wave at you or something so that you know he wants to talk?
Yeah, or you can do the raise your hand signal, and that signals to me that somebody's wanting to speak when you put the raise hand
Now, on my
signal.
phone, just giving you a thumbs up or a flag.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, if somebody's doing this, I can see you and I'll try to recognize you, but you have the little hands up thing,
Okay.
and it can pop it up, and that way we can try to recognize you.
Thank you.
Give another minute or two and we'll get started here. Okay, I've got 7 o'clock, so we'll try to go ahead and get started. I'm sure we'll have a few more people join in. I would not be surprised, but we'll go ahead and get started. Amy, are you going to go ahead and start the recording?
Apparently you started it when you logged in. We're good.
Oh, well, it's not showing on here that I did, but okay.
I'm recording it on my computer
All
too.
right. Okay. Mayor, you got your Facebook feed up or on this, or are you going to do that?
Running.
Okay. All right. Purpose of this meeting tonight is our work session to go over our agenda for next Monday night. Most of the things on the agenda were carried over from last month when we weren't able to meet. And I just want to go through them, just kind of go through your agenda. And if you have questions or there's something that you want us to stop and talk about, just raise your hand or wave real good. We have for the invocation, Commissioner Whitaker will do our invocation. And we'll attempt to do the pledge to the flag again. And then we'll have our roll call, of course, from Miss Rita. The minutes will be from the February 24th meeting and the minutes from our April 7th call meeting that we did electronically. We need to approve both sets of those. We will have announcements. If you have anything that you know of that we need to do as an announcement, please get that to myself or the mayor so that we will know to call on you for anything, and we will go through that. We will approve the agenda. There are some things on here that we have had requests to put off until we can have a non-electronic meeting because some members of the public would like to speak to those. What I would do is entertain a motion to amend the agenda to take those things off. We will all vote on it, and if it passes, then we will remove those from the agenda. If not, we're going to keep them on the agenda, simply because this agenda has been advertised. And I see the wisdom in the ones that want to or have questioned that to be able to have those type things before a public meeting. Hopefully, from what we got from the governor today and what we're hearing, that we're going to be able to go back to our regular meetings in person and not do this electronics starting in May. That's our plan right now, is we hope to get through April this way, do the business that we need to do, and then we'll start with our budget hearings and regular committee meetings. Now, when we do that, we're still going to have to practice the social distancing and be super careful and all these type things, and we'll have to set our meetings up accordingly. But it looks like at this point in time that we're going to be able to go back to meeting in May. That's our understanding at this point. Mayor, would you like to add anything on that?
We'll know more. Obviously, the governor just did his news release today. I missed his media briefing. I was doing something else, so I expect there to be more details as they go along. But right now, he's not going to extend his stay-at-home order after April 30th, and a lot of other counties are looking to start opening back up their either businesses and their offices starting May 1st. But I feel it'd be better for us to look at May 5th, which should be the start of a new week. I'd rather just start off a new week and do it that way. It does look like we'll be able to start doing more things in person. We just still have to do social distancing and whatnot because there is still the possibility of spreading coronavirus. And if you listen to some sources, it's a high likelihood. So we still need to be careful as we can.
All right. Would you like to go on into your report, Mayor, as far as anything else you want to tell us about?
I'm just going to give you kind of, I guess, the 30,000 foot view. I'm going to talk about the progress on the landfill, progress with the streetscape project, kind of go into the latest update on COVID-19. If you've been watching the Facebook updates, today we had 21 positive cases that came down from 22 yesterday. Had 3 recovered, and we still have, the 1 fatality. I'll go into some of the things that we're looking into as far as what we're going to open back up at the county and when we're going to open it back up. And we're supposed to have a meeting of the county health board on the 28th. And so I'll kind of give you an update on what that agenda is going to be about and what they're going to discuss. I'll go into just letting everyone know we were approved and got into the Tennessee Downtowns program, which is a downtown revitalization program through the state of Tennessee. We were one of just a few that was chosen. That is a 2-year training program on best practices to revitalize your downtown. So we're very happy to get into that. And then I don't know if everyone saw it or not, but we had Mark Presley was on Channel 5. He was their first story in their news series trying to talk about something with smiles. It's all supposed to be a good news, feel good news piece. And he was the first one they did a story on. So if you haven't seen that, I'd advise you go to newschannel5.com and look up for Mark Presley and watch that video. He's, as I said on the interview, he's been a very good example of dealing with the tough conditions that we're in right now. And I just can't thank Mark enough for everything he's done, and hopefully we'll be able to give him some kind of recognition. But I'd like to wait when all this is over so we can all do it in person.
Yep, it was wonderful. It was a good thing. Anything else?
That's all I have for right now. I may have some more things that come up now discuss. And as always, if anybody has any questions, I'll answer those as well.
Okay. Moving on along, Mr. Ford, you're recognized. The second. Wait a minute. Okay,
Looking back to item 7, I didn't know you was going to go on past that quickly. But if there's any items on there that we wanted to remove, did you want to vote on that tonight, or do you want to wait till next week?
next week's meeting, when we get to approve the agenda, if there's something that we want to take off, someone make a motion in a second to take it off. We'll vote as to whether to take it off or keep it on.
Very good.
Okay. On the committee reports, I had asked last month, same thing. Please, if you would, go ahead and submit a written report, and we can include that with the minutes and have that for questions. There's not that many, but I think it would be, and just in the essence of time, I think it would be okay for us to do written reports instead of a verbal report on those committee meetings. I will call on each one, and if there's not something really substantial that would need to be said to about something that we have on the agenda, certainly we would want you to enlighten us on that and speak to that. But if not, we'll try to get through those as quickly as we possibly can. On our active business, we've got 3 acknowledgments, typical things. Our debt management policy, we have a review of it, a confirmation letter on the 3-star program, and then a mayoral proclamation. Mayor, do you want to touch on that proclamation?
Yes, sir. I was contacted by some local residents that may have a child with a condition that's called apraxia. And it's actually some other children, I think, in the school system, and they were part of a national group to bring awareness to that issue of children. What it is, it's a disorder where children have a difficulty learning to speak. So they have to get a lot of speech therapy and whatnot to get to the point where they learn how to speak. And they just wanted to see if I would do a proclamation to kind of bring awareness to the issue. And I was happy to do it. It's not something I'd ever heard of before. Looked into it a little bit, and I thought it was a worthwhile thing to do. As small a token as it is, I thought it was a good thing to do.
Okay. Those are in there in your packet. You should be able to find them under acknowledgments. Anybody have any question about those 3 items?
There is one more acknowledgement that needs to be added.
That was on the litter grant resolution.
No, there is a certificate of compliance from Hartsville Liquor that needs to be added to the acknowledgements.
Okay. That anybody with a liquor license, we have to spread on the minutes that we've acknowledged their application being submitted to the state. Is that what I'm remembering?
Yes, sir.
That's Hartsville Liquors.
Yes.
Okay. We will get that one added on there. Okay. Any other thing on the acknowledgement? Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners.
No, sir, I don't have anything.
Okay, let's move on to the appointments. As it sits, we have the appointment for volunteer fire chief, judicial commissioner, animal shelter board, a seat on the Board of Zoning Appeals, and 2 reappointments on the Planning Commission. Like I say, if we want to take any one of these or all of these off and hold them until we have a regular in-person meeting, just when we get to the part where we're approving our agenda, make a motion to remove any of these that you want to. But I'd like to keep them on there because it's things that we've looked at for a long time, unless y'all have the desire to take them off. And I didn't want 1 or 2 commissioners or myself to make that call. I wanted it to be the will of the whole body if we're going to delay action on these things. So If that's okay with everybody, that's the way we'll handle that. I'm perfectly fine with taking them off if y'all all majority think that we need to. If not, we will go ahead and act on them. But am I clear on that? Is everybody okay with that? This means yes, this means no, this means I don't have a clue. I don't know how else we can do that and be any more fair. So that's what we're going to try to do with that.
Who is the BZA appointment?
Who is the BZA appointment? Mark Presley. It was the end of Mr. Robert Thurman's term, and he did not want to continue to serve in that capacity. And Mayor, do you want to expound on Mr. Presley? I think everybody knows him.
He's put in for some other positions that I just thought there was other people at the time, and I know he's been very involved in the community, and he had wanted to serve in this position, and I thought he would do a very good job. So I'm nominated him for that position, and I'll also fill in. I don't know that you had all the names for the Animal Shelter Board either. It should be Debbie Jenkins, Linda Sue Johnson, Teresa Turner, Presley, and Jenny Hunter. David, the Judicial Commissioner.
4 of them?
Yeah, there should be 5 for the Animal Shelter Board.
I have Debbie Jenkins, Teresa Turner, Linda Sue Johnson, and Jenny Hunter.
And Mark Presley.
And Mark, okay.
And
Okay,
then the Judicial Commissioner, that nominee comes from Judge Linville, and Judge Linville would like David Brown to continue serving, so I'll pass that nominee on to the County Commission. And then the Planning Commission is reappointment of Johnny Kerr and Rhonda Keesley.
correct. Okay. All right. Move into resolutions. Got several. First one is Resolution 2020-07682. This is a resolution supporting the 401k employer participation agreement. We talked about this last month. Is there any other questions about that? The next resolution is 2020-08683, which is a resolution supporting the 457B participating employer agreement. There's some slight differences in these. We had that explained to us last month, and I'm as clear as mud on this. But I think we need to do them both. It doesn't cost the county anything. If people want to participate in them, then they would be able to. Any comments or questions on those 2 resolutions? Okay. Next is Resolution 2020-09684. This is a resolution revising and approving the Hartsville-Trousdale County road list. Your packet did not have that entire list because we've given it to you before, and we didn't want to kill more trees. So you'd have to look back on last month's packet to see that actual list of road names. But we do this every year, and it's just time to do this now. Any questions about it? Okay. Next resolution is 2020-12687. This is a resolution to increase the local option sales tax in Hartsville-Trousdale County from 2.25% to 2.75%. And this is requesting the Election Commission to conduct a referendum on the question on the August 6th election. Now, all the discussions we've had about this in past months, the consensus was that we wanted this to go to a referendum. We want the people to be able to decide this. This is a 0.5 cent increase. It will take effect whenever this is approved, if it's approved. If it's not approved, it doesn't go into effect. All sales tax collections, 50%, are earmarked by the state to go to education. So 50% of this increase will go to education. 50% of it at this point in time will go into our general fund as a revenue stream. It's not earmarked. That half is not earmarked to any one project because we don't know what projects we're going to need it for. This is an attempt to try to get a little bit more revenue without raising our property tax rate. That was the reasoning behind this, and that's the reason that we're trying to do it. It's strictly a referendum vote. I don't know whether it will pass. I think it would be in the best interest of the county if it did. It would certainly be in the best interest of the people that work for the school board and the teachers if this passes. And but we'll have to talk about it, and we'll have to sell it. And if you have strong feelings against it, you can speak against it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I don't like a tax increase. I don't want one, but this seemed the fairest way that we could do to get this. Most of the surrounding counties are at this rate already. We could have been at this rate for 20 years, roughly. So, you know, we've held this off as long as we could. And that's what that resolution is. Are there any questions about it? Anybody have any questions about it? Everybody understand what we're doing here? Okay. Next resolution is 2020-13-688. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a contract between the state of Tennessee, Department of Transportation, and Hartsville-Trousdale County. This is to do with submitting an application to TDOT for grant. Mayor, can you expound on that?
Actually, I can't right now. I'm drawing the blank. Could you, what does it say on the resolution?
Resolution authorizing the county mayor to execute a contract between the state of Tennessee, Department of Transportation, and Hartsville-Trousdale County.
It's the annual litter grant.
This is the litter grant. Okay. It didn't say litter grant. So that threw me. Okay. So this, we do this every year for the litter grant funds. And we have to do this every year. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I just
part-
didn't see the word litter on it, and that's what threw me on it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's part of the process. As you said, we do this every year, and it's overseen by Shantae, the employee at the Senior Citizen Center, and that's where you get the little bags you put in your car, but don't litter, and
Mhm.
those kind of things.
And I think I skipped one. I didn't mean to, but I don't think it's in my packet because it was in last month's packet. And that is 2020-10-685. That's the resolution on the Second Amendment Sanctuary County resolution that we've kicked around. It was in last month's packet. Is why it wasn't included in this one. So that's the resolutions that we have that we'll be voting on next week, unless somebody wants to pull some of those when we get to approving the agenda. We'll take them off if somebody so wants to. Ordinances. Ready to go to ordinances? Okay. We're going to have basically rezoning ordinances. The first one is we've had before. This will be a public hearing and second reading on rezoning partial from C2 to R1 on Hilltop Drive that's owned by Jimmy Hunter. And like we've talked about, this is a cleanup of the zoning maps. Then the next one will be similar. There's a rezoning A1 to R1 on Harris Branch Road. It's a cleanup on something that should have been zoned R1. It's R1 all around it. This is a piece of property owned by Mr. Ferguson. And then the other one is another lot beside the other lot, C2 to R1 on Hilltop that's owned by Henry Case. They're again trying to get those more reflective of the use. They're being used as residential now. They don't need to be classified as commercial. any questions on any of those three zoning resolution ordinances? Okay. Don't see any. Okay. Budget amendments. We have one budget amendment. All of these are two. I'm sorry, two. They're interfund transfers. One is the 101 General Services Fund. It's in EMA. There was a grant come in to bringing it in and spending it, or putting it in a category where it can be spent. And then there was an insurance recovery on a radio that got damaged. That's 2020, 101, 13, and 14. Then on the 141 General Purpose School Fund was the one on incentive bonuses for the teachers that we had last month that we didn't get to act on. They're both interfund transfers, money going in, moving it to where it needs to go out. Do we have any question on any of those budget amendments? Okay. All right. Notaries, we have a laundry list because we've got 2 months worth. Go over those. Harvey Bender, DXC Technology. Elizabeth Parker Harper, Compliance Engineering. Brianna Garrett, Carey Brothers Welding and Fabrication. Martha Cowan, Crossroads Storage and Gifts. Donelia A. Harris, Core Civic. Monica Thomas, Core Civic. Daniel Jenkins, Core Civic. Courtney Crawford, Core Civic. And Dana Thomas, Core Civic. I don't know, Amy, has there been any more? Do we know if there's any more added?
We do not know of any more.
Okay. Okay. If anybody has any question about those notaries, get with Rita. She can show you that application, and so you can get more information if they're people that you don't know or you think you know in a negative way. Just contact Miss Rita. Don't have any other business at this point in time. Our next scheduled meeting would be in May, would be our work session, and that would be on May 18th. And because of the holiday, Monday, May 25th, we would move that meeting to May 26th, which is a Tuesday. Like I say, hopefully by then, the COVID thing will be over with and we will be able to meet back. We probably want to try to continue to do the social distancing as much as we possibly can. Next Monday night, we will try to attempt to do our meeting by Zoom. You should have the links. We'll send them to you. If anything else comes up, just watch your emails and we will make sure that you're updated on things. The way to handle this is if you need to be recognized, you have a little hand raising button that you can do either on your computer or your phone. Even if you don't have video, you can do that. We'll be watching for that. It doesn't pop up on our screen so that we know someone has raised their hand. Like Mr. Walsh right now has his hand raised because he wants to adjourn the meeting, but not ready to yet. But, or do this and say, you know, and then we will see it and know that you're wanting to be recognized. And so if we're all patient and try to, we can get through this and go along with it. The call-in numbers and the links was on the email that we sent you. It's also on your packet down at the bottom here. So you have those things for the next meeting. Anything else, Mayor, that you want to add? Amy, anything else?
Nothing I can think of. Do you want to do a roll call to make sure everybody's here?
For this meeting,
Yes, sir.
can you not take it off the recording?
Let's see. Actually, the only one I'm missing is Mr. Steve Whitaker.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know if he was the number that I can't identify.
That's the only one I did not see check in. As we're not voting on anything, this is strictly a work session other than when we've got it recorded. We know everyone was here except him. I think we're good to go. Okay, Mr. Walsh, you are recognized.
Make a
Have a motion to adjourn. Any further business? Anybody else? Ms. Rachel, did you need to say something?
Second.
Oh, second. the
Second.
motion. Okay, thank you, everyone. I really, really appreciate everyone. If you have questions, please, 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 call myself, call the mayor, call Amy. We're trying to make this work, and I know it's not the best of circumstances, but we're doing the best we can. So I will adjourn the meeting. We'll hopefully see everyone next Monday night. Hope y'all have a safe week. It looks like things are improving, and thank God. That's all I can say. Thank God it's looking better.
Hey, Chairman, do I need to do anything? Has the roofing project been forwarded to the meeting next week? Is there anything I need to do in preparation of that?
No, not until we have the figures on what we'll have to come back and decide whether we're going to be doing 10-year, 12-year, whatever. We don't have figures to vote on yet.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. I had invited two gentlemen from the roofing contractor. They were listening into the meeting tonight. So
okay, was that Stephen?
those may have been the numbers that you couldn't identify.
Was that Stephen?
Stephen is one of them, and Brandon Ginn is the other.
I didn't see. I saw Stephen. He's been with us. I didn't know who he was, but I apologize. I should have asked. But there he is. So he's still with us. So until we get those figures back from the bond company, then we'll throw it out. But we'll meet on it real early in the month next month when we're doing our budget hearing. We can pick that up then.
I will. I'll be in touch with the contractors. Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Ron. Mr. Dickey, did you have a question? Yes, not. Okay. All right, everyone. Any other question? Anybody want to say bye-bye?
Chairman Jewell.
Yes, sir.
This is Steve. I've been here all along.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see.
Well, I told her the week I'm on my grandson's phone. It's 615.
74139.
I am making a note of that right now.
All right. Here it is again. 615-887-4139.
Right. I saw that number. I just didn't know it was you. I'm sorry.
All righty.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm out of here.
I have to.